Okay, let's try now. Am I showing up as live? Like, at all? I wonder if I'm even showing up as live. Oh, okay, I'm live now, yeah. I apologize for the slight delay. I guess I had an issue going live, but thankfully it was resolved in a timely manner. I just get set up. An issue with my mic. I see. Kind of like a ritual right now. Do I sound better now? The chip tunes are louder. Okay, are you able to hear me better now? First easy. Oh, hello, OP Berlin. Good to see you. Perfect. I apologize for the small trouble there. Hi, Q. Yeah, had a little issue going live. No biggie though, I got it all sorted out. So last time I got extremely lost, and it turns out I was in the wrong part of Shinguru Ruins, which is why I couldn't find my way through. So I pretty much did everything else off stream, so I know where to go now. And we are now in Shinguru to reach the final Emperor of BlackX and then kick their butt. I'm gonna change the sound just a little here. So you go through this section here, and dodge that enemy, dodge this enemy, hopefully dodge that enemy. We now have a mini-boss fight, which is very similar to the one for the rune quest, which we used to get, overdrive stasis rune, etc. This time, you don't have to touch the rune because there ain't any. We just have to kill all the enemies so it can go through. And I'm just gonna use AoEs here to get the job done. Let's see, does wave hit more? No, it doesn't. Okay. I'm gonna have bit system activate, and I don't have enough for Pop Knight, so... Yeah, it's pretty much hope the AoE does enough damage, but if not, it's not a biggie at all. These enemies are weak. There's not much they can do at this point because, like, I'm so overpowered with all the characters, and I have overdrive stasis rune, which I cannot understate how much I enjoy. There's a bit system. And the enemies are gonna come back, but with very low hit points, meaning that another AoE will take care of it. And then we have the main character there. This is our chance. Yeah, you know it, Red, it is. So there's actually a divergence point in this upcoming fight If you win, which you're not supposed to, the game will go on to a shorter sequence. If you lose, you're kidnapped and you gotta save everyone as All Kaiser. We're overpowered enough to beat him, so we're gonna do just that. You made it here, eh? Could use someone like you in our army. Burva is the final emperor of BlackX. They pretty much convert Tomb Raiders into, soldiers, but we're not gonna let that happen. Codenamed Doll joined our party, and she only joins in red scenario, so it's very obvious that she's a cop of the IRPO, as if she just said she runs from Fuse and all that. So this is the first of the two fights, and we're gonna win, meaning we gotta play really, really well here, and I'm gonna use Overdrive and Stages Rune, you know the drill. I love this part. Burger is the same guy who was doing those counters. I believe Michelle explained it well when I was streaming it. So we're gonna be super careful here. We need Shadow Servant. And then usually I go Victory Rune, buff everybody, and then attack, but Burva is just gonna counter. So instead I'm gonna go Shadow Servant for move 1. And I'm gonna just Hellwing in quick succession. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 is Stasis. We're gonna repeat that in a loop. It's also much faster than the Dark Sphere animation when we do it like this. Bam! This is the Mystic ability of absorbing enemies like Suzaku and then using their ability over and over. Using weapon points, not jutsu points. There's a Stasis Rune. I'm not going to transform into All Kaiser here because I want the experience. As mentioned before, All Kaiser form does not give red experience, much like a Seiya's and Half Mystic form doesn't gain any. So even though we have the option, we're going to use a Skull Grail to get Time Lord out of Stasis. The others are going to defend, move back. So he is healed, and now I'm going to have him just do Overdrive 7 times instead of using the glitch, so I can stay in Stasis and not worry about counters. And also because there's a second fight coming up and I need to be prepared for that. Okay, so he has 67 Jutsu points. We're gonna go Shadow Servant. Dark Sphere to break Burva out of Stasis. And then Hellwing our way through. I'm gonna speed it up here, since it's the same exact thing as before. So Dark Sphere breaks out of Stasis. And we begin with the Hellwings. Overdrive ended early, this means we won the fight. Oh wait, no, it means I forgot to select Stasis. Whatever. So now we actually gotta be careful here. Okay. That was a mistake. No biggie. No biggie, I still got this. Is Mystic Boots enough here? Should counter that, could counter that, cannot use that. But we cannot counter Magnify. Oh, he cannot counter Mystic Boots. Interesting. I wonder if Burva can be absorbed in the counter. I know all your moves, now it's your funeral. Yeah, keep dreaming, buddy. Don't go away yet. So this is the route where you beat him, which is pretty unusual. Now, Time Lord is out of Jutsu point, so we're gonna fix that, and we're actually gonna super careful here. There are two paths One path has 3 enemies, the other has 4 enemies. I'm gonna take the easier path. Very, very quick. Just enemies, elevated dimension. Just Gale Slash them, one move, KO all of them. This is what we get instead of a dungeon with more enemies, because, you know, we're pretty much not supposed to win that fight in the first place. So Gale Slash this beautiful, deliciously placed enemies, and that they can all just whoosh like that. Okay, so we got the equivalent of a dungeon, but shortened. Bevel runs into Shingiro Palace, like last time, and we're gonna follow. If we speak with this, and if we see here, we get fully healed. The one in the middle. There we go. So now we go. Hey kid, get down here. Burva will counter most moves used against him with Burva counter. In the previous fight, he would just die. So we're gonna have to play extremely cautiously again. I'm gonna begin with Overdrive, and this time I will become All-Hazard. So I'm gonna do a more defensive play here. Shadow Servant, and then 3, 4, 5. That leaves one move. Move number 6, and move number 7. So what we're doing here is buffing enemies. Think like Shin Megami Tensei, but with little time-stopping abilities. We are essentially super buffing everyone in the party except Time Lord with Victory Rune twice because of his Shadow Servant ability. Which is notable because I'm not having it as a spell slot on him. I'm having him use it via the Rune Sword, which still leaves space for the whole Overdrive Stasis combo. So he'll be in Stasis, as he is now. Red will become All-Kaiser. The robots will take a step back. Now, Red will use Grail on Time Lord. Again, robots take a step back. And now is where the fun begins. Oh yes. All-Kaiser takes a step back. Time Lord will use Shadow Servant and Victory Rune on Self. And he will use Dark Sphere, but after that he'll just defend because turn order is whacked like this since it's a glitch. He has 7 moves this turn, plus all my other party members. So he's gonna use Dark Sphere. He's already done his guard action. Shadow Sphere is activated. And now the fun begins. We need to be very careful because he can block most moves. So I'm gonna use Gale Slash. And Hellwing spam. Because the glitch, Time Lord is still under 7 moves per turn, which means he's pretty much unbeatable. The fact that we even have other characters makes it better. So All-Kaiser will use a Power Dead Gale Slash, which is not very effective since it's an AoE move being used on a single target. Time Lord has effectively 14 moves here because he has 7 turns plus doubled from Shadow Servant, which pretty much makes every fight in the game a curb stomp if you let it. Engineer Car uses Machine Vulcan, doesn't do much. Then we have Magnification. Eight damage. That guy can barely scratch us if we do not let him counter. So it's gonna be a repeat of last turn. I'm gonna use a bit system as well. Does he block Pop Knight since it's an AoE? We'll see. I know he cannot block Mech Sonata because it's AoE. Haha, Time Lord go we sums up this whole operation here. This is why I went through such painstaking lengths to get him super buffed up. Oh, Pop Knight does not block. Perfect. And it counts as physical damage. Oh, that was a finishing blow! Okay, so the 4th Emperor of BlackX is dead, which means we can go on to the final scenario of the game. We get the item secret board, which we're not gonna use, it's not that useful. And of course there's a flamboyant explosion of Shinboro Palace, because that's where BlackX keeps its secret human experimentation lab, and they don't want that find out. Just like they blew up the narcotics lab before that. And there's Emperor Bertha, transition. And Red gets a call from the Cygnus. We're fully healed, so we're gonna go ahead and enter the Cygnus. This is the point of no return, but thankfully I have save states and all that. And this time I'm not lost, I know exactly where to go. There is no salary since we're no longer working for the Cygnus, but it doesn't matter. Hog got a BlackX disguise for us. We enter the Black Ray, their secret ship, and then infiltrate. So now we are inside the Black Ray, the big evil ship, which is the next to last dungeon of the game. So there's a very interesting mechanic that screwed me over a bunch of times, so I pretty much learned it off camera, where, as you can see, you cannot even take the items here, they'll just go eat, and you somehow learn. Oh, better not take it. But here's the thing. There's M Black. He's now M Black V2. He was upgraded from last time. Yeah, you did. And then the intruder alert sounds off, and what does Red do? He takes off his disguise. So the objective here is to go into each different room 10 times without repeating a room. This took me ages to figure out, so I'm just gonna load a save state here so you guys can see me suffer through it. Like, I go in this room, and I am about to reach BlackX base. Let me just confirm, yeah, it is this way. Okay. So he will eventually reach you, but if you are about to reach the base, then you do not get a game over instantly. Otherwise, you will. So this is the second M Black fight. He is obviously stronger. And we're just gonna, once again, overpower the shit out of him. We begin with Overdrive. And then we begin with Shadow Servant and the Shin Megami Tensei style buffing. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There we go. I've been manually counting so I do not lose track and stuff. Super helpful. So everyone will be buffed with their weapon attacks, which is pretty much what everyone here uses. Except for Time Lord, because he would just lose the buffs upon getting out of status. Tough boss music. Yeah, Michelle, I love it. Good to see you, by the way. We're gonna use all Kaiser chains. Here's Grail. Defend actions activated, Victory Rune activated. Dark Sphere is gonna yank him out of stasis. There's Shadow Servant. Nocturne is good. Yeah, I use Overdrive Stasis to get multiple moves on Time Lord. That's why I was lost doing the rune quest in the first place, during that previous stream you attended. So, now we can begin attacking, and we can go all out. 4, 5, 6, 7 moves. It's Magnify. And of course, Twirl Slash, which is a fantastic move. It's basically, screw you, I'm gonna take a bunch of turns, which is exactly what Time Lord does. I'm gonna turn up the music a bit, you guys let me know if it gets too loud or not loud enough. Anyway, we're gonna keep going here. And Black has a zealous loyalty to BlackX, and oh god, yes. Life Sprinkler and Twirl Slash, that's gonna do a ton of damage. No, that's only T620G's scenario, or however you say it. I was only playing with a bunch of mechs and Time Lord because Time Lord goes in stages, and with the mechs it doesn't matter if they see it transform into Alkaiser. But that no longer matters because we'll be in indefinite Alkaiser form the final dungeon. So, bit systems activated, this point only has 0 sword and Twirl Slash. I'll wait. There we go. There we go. Yes! Oh, yes. Thank you, Michelle. That was in part because of you, and a lot of off-screen grinding. I went up to, I think it was Nelson, and I bought a bunch of gear there using the gold exploit in Kurong as well, so I could buy the mechs a bunch of fancy parts. I'm gonna give to BJ&K, he gets the Dragon Program. So again, if we are close to the base, we will keep going, if not, it's a game over, because Black 2 will simply sacrifice himself and everyone. Yeah, that's the thing though, Michelle. Overdrive, Shadow Servant, and Stasis Rune can only be learned by Blue and Rouge. And that is not a possibility here, as far as I'm concerned, because you need to finish one of the Arcana rune quests before getting Time Lord. So this is the funniest part in the game, I think, for Red scenario. He goes, "Oh, Kaiser, I also sneaked into the Black Gray." And then the next party member says, "What happened to Red?" And Alkaiser gives a really, really lame excuse, but unlike... Time Lord has an intelligence stat of 81 when you count the Suzaku bonus. Do you really think you're fooling a guy who is immortal and learned the secrets of time manipulation? I don't think so, buddy. So we are now inside the BlackX base, the final dungeon of the game. Alkaiser is in permanent Alkaiser form. There is a resting spot. I already did Blue's story. That was the first playthrough I made. I'm thinking a SaGa's story, or perhaps a different game. I haven't decided yet. Because there's so many JRPGs that I want to try out and stream. And I'll definitely like to try something else. Perhaps Suikoden, or perhaps SaGa Frontier 2, because I love the Battle of South Top, which was, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful fictional skirmishes in a fantasy setting. Just because of the emotion, the build-up, the excitement of a hopeless fight where you're supposed to hold off. Yeah, it does, but I'm gonna stick with what I have because Triple Suzaku is plus 60 to all stats, and I want to roll around the Time Lord. I'm hoping to get a nice move out of the mech enemies here, but if not, it's not a big deal. I mean, as you saw for yourself, I'm already very powerful. This is a pretty long dungeon, but we'll be okay. Shin Megami Tensei King Abaddon. Yes, what about King Abaddon? What's the full name of that game again? Is it the Raido Kuzuhona series? I cannot seem to recall off the top of my head, dude. Also, I know the delay is a bit longer this time, but that is solving an audio issue I was having due to latency, so please bear with my responses. We're gonna... Oof. Yeah, the enemies here are tough to dodge and even tougher to fight. So I'm gonna skip through all that, but... Devil Summoner, yes! Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner. There's so many in that series. There's a Digital Devil Saga. There's Kyoaku Megami Tensei, which Raisin Brand did some fantastic videos on. Shout out to him for that. Among others. Ooh, these black dragons are tough. Oof. I'm gonna have to be careful even with a regular fight because these guys are powerful. I could use a Vulcan, but I could also start spending some... Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend. It is too much. Oh, dude, I love Megami Tensei. As you can tell from my whole buffing the hell out of the party overdrive thought process. It heavily influences how I think things out. But these black dragons are a pain, man. I was hoping not to run into them because they're super powerful. Like, even with my over-level party, they're still getting life points sucked out, and that's not good. Engineer car, I'm gonna have to use... No, it's not engineer car, it's BJK. Metapack on Time Lord. Or, you can save the Metapack and simply win. Okay, so we get a Blood Chalice. Okay, so this one's tricky because there's a bunch of enemies. You step here and it's a trap. You gotta flip the switch at the end of the corridor here. And now I get ambushed by a bunch of very powerful enemies. Like this guy, the Kraken. Wait, not the Rune Sword. Use the Zero Sword for regular attack. Yes, there we go. Oh, AoE damage. Don't do this. Don't do me like this, Chief. This is pretty much the mini-boss in the, I think Vitality Rune? I don't recall. It's one of the Rune or King quests. But here, he's just a regular enemy, and you're powerful enough to handle it. Okay, I flick the switch. Oh, come on, 2 black dragons again? Oh, man. Goes to show things never go quite how you hope they will. Okay, we're gonna go overdrive and stasis. Shadow servants. And again, yeah, it is. The Kraken is powerful. We're just more powerful. Picture Ring, and Hell Ring, and Stasis on Dragon. I'm playing like very carefully. Oh yeah, I know, it's a bunch of hit points. Suzaku, for reference, is 5,000, half of that. And that's the shield card boss, which we skip because we're red and we get fused outside of Manhattan. Grail. Defense. Wait, we don't have to defend. We can just keep going. We have other enemies to attack. So Magnify. And Plurl Slash. And Magnify. I hope this kills that enemy. Please kill that enemy for us. That killed the first one. Perfect. Okay, so now we keep going. We're gonna use Gale Slash. And 1 Dark Sphere, 1 Shadow Servant. It's like cooking. You pick a bunch of ingredients. Oh. So Mystic Sword on Sunflower. Zero Sword on Yellow Fighter. Zero Sword on Yellow Fighter. And next Sonata AoE. Wait, the Mystic Sword absorbed it? Oh dear, that is not what I planned. So I'm weaker now. This is fine. So when you use the Mystic Sword, it will absorb the enemy if you kill it, which affects my stats, and that's gonna affect me negatively because it's not a Suzaku. Oh dear, whatever, I'm still powerful enough. If I can find Suzaku, I'll be super happy. I know there are some bird enemies here. I mean, I'm sure the Kraken, that's still pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna... Oof. Okay, I gotta change course here. Stop using Mystic Sword, go back to Zero Sword. Small mistake. I mean, I'm still super powerful and it's still a very high-ranking monster, so it will not impact me too negatively. You can see here the stat screen. We have more strength and vitality at the cost of other stats. I'm hoping to get a Suzaku. That is not a Suzaku. That is a Wyvern. Hey, in the show, is there even a Suzaku in this area? Okay, that's a bunch of enemies. I'm gonna use AoEs. Next Sonata. Gale Slash. This was the mini-boss back in Manhattan. Now it's, once again, a regular encounter enemy. We're just gonna fast forward here. It's a bunch of credits. Neat. Wait, that bird enemy, is it? It is not a Suzaku. Damn it. Okay, I'm technically a bit weaker on the magic side, but I'm also strong on the physical side. So... yeah, I accidentally used Mystic Sword on an enemy I didn't mean to. So he uses Counter Fear trying to inflict a fear status condition on my party, but as a mystic, Time Lord is pretty much immune to that kind of effect, while the others are robots, which are programmed to even feel fear. And Kaiser is a superhero, so in this form, he is fearless, I think. Probably. Where do I go again? So isn't that the Scorpion boss during Emilia's quest? I do not recall. The Freedom Rune quest. Oscillation is a physical attack, so it's better. I mean, yeah, it is, in terms of that specific move, but we are giving up a bunch of stats across the board because Suzaku is all plus 20s, and triple Suzaku is what I personally go for on Mystics. These guys are so weak, though, compared to us. Yeah, I'm gonna get the treasure in a moment. Though it doesn't really matter, I mean, we're super powerful. Lethal gun. Yeah, you'd hope a gun is lethal if you're gonna use it. Jesus, that's a lot of enemies again. But again, we're powerful. Yeah, I know. You activate the skill from the monster depending on which slot you absorb it. I did quite a bit of reading since last time. Yeah, I would prefer to get a Suzaku, but if not, I mean, I'm still super powerful and I can use Oscillation on the boss fights. So it ain't a big deal, I guess. You know, I mean, I'm using all regular attacks here, so his WP is going up. Perhaps. Perhaps so. But I'm hoping for a more physical-based mech with the Zero Sword combination from Nelson. Oh, yes! Well, let's try it out. How good is it compared to the Zero Sword? Let's find out. Yeah, it increases willpower, which is good for that, and vitality, but I already have max vitality, so... I don't know, man. I'm gonna stick with this, even if it lowers my hit points and vitality a bit, because it's more DPS. Yeah, I got lost in Shingro, and I fought it without even knowing it was a super boss. I was like, oh, yeah, this guy's kind of tough. Pretty interesting, but I have a bunch of mechs and I have Time Lord, so who cares? Hyperion Bazooka, interesting. Okay, so here we have the rest point coming out. Oh, look, it's our buddy Kraken again. We're just gonna... Max. Okay. Yeah, so we gotta go through the pipes here. This guy does a nice counter, but barely deals any damage, so I don't exactly care. That does damage, though. Yikes. But it's okay. It's okay. We got the resting point coming up. The Kraken got me while I was above. I was not expecting this. Whatever. Mechs have 20 life points, so it's a good thing they're the ones being targeted here instead of the human. I might have to overdrive. This is looking bad. Oh, no need. No need. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, right, it's the other pipe on the other side. Spin touch will not work on a mech. Nice try. Circle through. Here's the intersection point. There's an enemy here. Again, we're gonna get to the healing point immediately after this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use oscillation, like you said, and magnify, and forward slash. I cannot magnify. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna fast forward through this fight. Ooh, look at that, 7,790 hit point damage. You're right. Oh yeah, I know, I know. Now this seems pretty interesting. Mom and Penny, Red's sister, he's thinking to himself, I am ready to rescue you from BlackX. Thank God. Yes, saved the situation. Dr. Klein told me to hold on to this key. And that's a healing spot, talking with Mom again. So now we gotta conserve our life points and so on, but we can always come back. I'm gonna make a quick save as well here after this fight. Yeah, 3 of that ends over. Except for, the mech's taking 2 damage, but whatever. Zero sword, zero sword, sword. It takes like 11 hits for this guy to die from my estimates. Ooh. Okay, that's just the max life points. That's okay. Oh, don't go for the max life points that much, dude. Here, and then we go through here. And this is the point where the boss rush for the final fight begins. So you finally made it here, O Kaiser. It's time for you to pay for killing my dear brothers of BlackX. Is it the end, though? No, it is not. That's a regular boss fight music. Okay, we're gonna be cautious here. Because a subsequent fight to this is gonna be very rough. So we're gonna be super careful here. Victory. No, wait, go back. Shadow Servant is move 1. 2, 3, 5. Do I have 7 or do I have 6? Let's see. Yeah, I have 6 moves because my intelligence went down. That's okay. I thought ahead. Oh, the music is low? Sure, I'll crank it up then. Better? Goes there. Let me change settings actually here. Sound settings. Oh, there we go. Have to swap the settings in the emulator. No biggie. No biggie. Okay, so Shadow Stick. Victory itself. That's here. He has 6 moves, is why I did not want to go forward with that. Because low and top is less turns. Like, Blue gets, well, Rouge, they get 8. Now we're at 6 instead of 7 because they're crashing. But no big deal, it's still super powerful. I'm gonna just beat him with normal attacks to preserve my points. We're doing like a bunch of damage just from regular moves. It's crazy. You cannot charm a robot, nice try. That took care of my Shadow Serpent. I could spare an extra, I guess. Okay, so he's dead. So let's be honest, this ain't the ending. No one's being fooled here. Well, I mean, Alpizer's being fooled, but let's be honest. Dr. Klein is still at large and behind us. Stronger and more abductions. Oh, hard to hear me. Okay, I'll lower it more, thank you. Should be good now. He wasn't the boss. I'm in charge here. And now here comes the BlackX secret weapons. It's a boss rush against the previous Emperors. And this one's gonna be tough because Beva can once again, Verva can once again dodge or move. So we're gonna have to play super careful. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, that doesn't sound right. That's first, second, third, fourth, and then 6. The 2 runes on everyone. Stasis. Overdrive ends. Effect stays. Grail is activated. Everyone takes a step back for defensive position. So even though he's in stasis, he's still swapped over to Schuzer. But Schuzer is not in stasis effect, which means we can go forward with attacking all outs. So we were in stasis, meaning we got a Victory Rune and Shadow Servant. And then we're gonna begin using Oscillation. The set bit system, we're gonna use Plural Slash and we're gonna use Zero Sword. As you can see, the effect for stasis wore off because Schuzer is treated separately from Bertha. It's a 3 versus 5 fight, but I mean, we have one guy who can move 6 times, so who cares? Ooh, that's gonna be a bunch of damage. Oscillate your way to victory. There's laser, and there's magnification. Chooser is lasting. Usually they swap out or they die. I guess it doesn't matter. Just keep attacking. We're still under Shadow Servant and Stasis from Overdrive. So we should be able to just... Okay, he's down, but let's not be fooled into thinking it's over. There we go, it's Kempo again. You just do more of the same, everything is set up and there's no stasis on Kempo. So we oscillate, we Twirl Slash. Let's keep going. Minion Strike is a good AoE. It's gonna take out my Shadow Servant. But let's spice things up a bit. I wanna try capturing Kempo. So I'm gonna have Shadow Servant, and then I'm gonna use Mystic Sword. I'm gonna have the others back down, so it's only Time Lord in this fight. Can I absorb this enemy? It's kind of hard to tell, but we'll see in a moment. No, it's still Oscillation. Oscillation is AoE, I think, so it doesn't matter here against this guy. So even Burva is a cakewalk, if that's my cards right. Even Burva cannot counter my AoE moves. He's away from my Shadow Servant. That's actually a pretty smart move. I gotta hand it to him. So, Mystic Sword should work on him, I think. Can I absorb him? We'll find out. I don't think so though. I don't know what race he is, if he counts as a monster or just genetically engineered human. He's in a defensive stance, that means his hit points are low. Mech Sonata, Mystic Sword, yeah, there we go. Let's check real quick in case we could get him or not. Still has Kraken and the triple Suzaku. Okay. No, it's in Black 3. Thank you, Michelle, and good night. Foot up or shut up. Get ready to face Deathfall, Kaiser. So here's the twist. And Black 3 has absorbed our fighting style, and that includes being a noble superhero, anti-villain type. So he demands Klein lets us heal up. He agrees. We are fully healed before this fight. You actually get the full heal after as well, so you can go all out. We're gonna overdrive and stasis, get everyone buffed. He still moves in stance, even under stop time somehow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. And again, just keep in mind, he literally blew up a spaceship and survived. Somehow. As did the 3 Emperors we supposedly killed before they were salvaged. He moved even in stages, which again I find hilarious. There you go. Time Lord. Defend, defend, defend. Move. He's just moving his stance, it doesn't do anything, so I'm not too concerned. So, Shadow Serpent, Victory Rune. Let's see, what was the other move? Ah, here we go, Dark Sphere. Okay, we're gonna use defensive stance. Okay, Shadow Serpent, Proc Sphere. Then the Dark Sphere. And there's double Victory Rune. He moves. There's a way to get a counter attack, but I'm not gonna go into that because it's so much trouble and I already have good moves. Forward slash. Magnify. It's amazing how he looks much like Kaiser, but as a robot. Like, it's not just mental and emotional change in the robot, which is a weird sentence to even say, but he looks like us. Dark Phoenix. That's a pretty good move. Yeah, I'm gonna heal Kaiser with DJ and K. Meta pack on Kaiser. There we go. Oscillation. There's Plural Slash. Magnification. Oh, I gotta set up bit system on this. Oh no, he got my Shadow Serpent. That makes me, well, half as strong, but this combo will make up for it. Oh, he's using an electric move. Nasty, but it doesn't do that much to that target. He moves his stance again. I still don't know what this does, if it like implies that he's gonna hit or what. But it doesn't matter. Shadow Serpent. We're gonna go again with Oscillation. Bit system setup. Portal Slash continues being used. Come on. Oh yes! A Life Sprinkler and Portal Slash. Oh, that's what I like to see, man. Yes! Oh! 14,679 damage. Oh, he's down! It's worth noting that he does one final act of mercy with us. He fully heals us with his dying move. Then our Kaiser goes, and Black 3. You could have used your powers for good. Fade to black. I can't believe it. What's your secret? I am the real master of BlackX. I control everything. I rule every region. You shall die. After being faked out twice, this is a true final boss of the game for Red's story. Boss X. He's the one who gives the special dimension. Again, we are fully healed because of Black 3's noble final act upon admitting defeat in a noble way. We're going to start the buffing. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, no, I gotta push Shadow Servant up so I can double the buffing. Shadow Servant first, and then 1, 2. Oh wait, I really don't want to mess this up. I'm gonna try again. Shadow Servant. First, room that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Speed after this. Stasis rune activate. Okay. Now let's see here. No, you don't defend. Use Gray on get him out. Defense, defense, defense. I love the background and how it's dynamically basing off of character positions. And even the animation for Grail, for example. Okay. Guard, Shadow Servant, Dark Sphere, Victory Rune, and Defense Stems. And then the fight truly begins. Dark Sphere will knock him out of states, as all the bosses before him. Victory Rune is activated. Shadow Servant is activated. Okay. Here we go. We begin with Life Sprinkler, and then we're gonna follow up. I'm gonna use Cockatrice here. Some variety, I guess. Bit System. Plural Slash, Magnify. This is a Mystic ability, and I'm honestly not sure how Time Lord gets access to it via the Rune Sword. I'm guessing it's an oversight in the game development. But then again, this whole Overdrive Stasis rune is an oversight, even if, you know, hinted at. Fuck-a-doodle-doo. Oh, Time Shadow Servant. Oh, nice move. That's pretty much the one thing he can do that interferes with my plans. It also halves my DPS because I'm only 1 move, not 2. Laser. Upward camera angle, but still hit. Whatever. Okay. 5 Sprinkling. Shadow Servant, we're gonna swap over to Hellwing. Unification no longer usable, next Sonata not an option. Shadow Servant did not activate first, that's a bum. Come on. Flurl Slash on Engineer Car with his buffed up Swordmaster is my strongest move here in terms of individual hits, not counting Time Lord being Time Lord. Light Scraper, Hellwing. His eye is glowing red, that pretty much means he's getting low health, but he ain't going down easy. I mean, he is, because I'm powerful, but still. There comes Bit System. I don't think he has much more left in him. And again, who would be when you have 5 people, one who can attack multiple times, and a robot who has like 12 hits of his sword per turn. Come on. Judgment X. Oh, this is a fancy move. Like for PlayStation 1. It's pretty nice looking. So Alkaido's gonna need a heal. And I'm gonna need Time Lord to set up Shadow Servant again, but the mechs are pretty much unaffected. As you can see from the status screen coming up in a second. So if I sprinkler, Shadow Servant, Hellwing. Meta pack on Alkaizer. It's worth noting that BJ&K is technically a human healing robot, while Engineer Car is a robot who heals other robots. Even though they're pretty much being used as DPS. But that's the beauty of these mechs, you can transform them into anything to give the right gear. If like Boss X is cornered enough to start using his missile launch, means that he's getting close, but he has a bunch of hit points as expected with the final boss. Alkaiser's heal. Oh, Hyper Gaze is another good move. It's an AoE as well, but doesn't deal that much. I think Time Lord got to avoid it, but I'm not sure. I'm running low on WP, which means I don't have to rely on JP. But that's also not a big deal. You can go without using that attack. So let's sprint it first. $56.19 damage. Oh, that did take out my Shadow Servant, and... oh, never mind, he's dead. Okay! Now we get to see the ending cutscene, which is pretty interesting. But yes, that will be the end of SaGa Frontier 1 Bed Story. So we go on to the next scene, which is the ending. There's Paul, mother, sister, and Red. Mr. Hall. We go back a long way. Yeah, Red is supposed to be like a delinquent type character, so it's pretty shocking. Pop, Iron, turn around, Red. Go on, just turn around. I think we can all figure it out, but here's the revelation that the superhero who saved us at the very start of the game was in fact. And Al-Qaeda loses his power because the Illuminati said so. I'm guessing it's because Time Lord figured it out. What happened to you, Red? Nothing, let's go get some ice cream. Yeah, ice cream for ice cream. And that's the end. The game then prompts you to say, oh yeah, there's this too. The evil has gone, but the next evil comes. Is there justice? Does justice ever exist in English for some reason? R3X. Coming soon. No, it's not. This is just a teaser for something that never happened. And there we are at the system data selection. Here's slot 2. Replacing system data, remove memory card. This is pretty much an alternate route for winning that one battle. Oh yes, Burva at the beginning of the stream queue, yes. You are... if you're lucky enough to beat him, then you just go through the couple enemies. But if you don't beat him because he counters pretty much everything, you will lose, but not get a game over, and you'll have to go through Shingro Palace, a secret human experimentation dungeon, where Red transforms into Al-Kaiser, saves the party, and then faces Burva at the Colosseum. And from there, the rest is the usual. But, I mean, that's it. That's the game. I could go with another character's story, like, I know SaGa is a pretty interesting one, since she's a vampire with the Charm Lord's power, which means she can men and women alike. We have Lute, who has almost no story at all. Emilia, who is pretty much the Freedom Rune plus a couple other things for story. G620, who is basically the super mech, which we improve over time. Ricky, who he's a monster. And he's pretty much Lord of the Rings. Blue, who just goes for magic powers. That's pretty neat. I was appreciating the game. Yeah, the game has a bunch of alternatives. Like, here, with Blue in particular, there's the big showdown against Rouge, his brother. But the game thinks ahead. If Rouge beats Blue, then the game swaps the protagonist, and you continue to the end as Rouge. Or if you beat as Blue, Blue will get double on all his relevant magic stats, which is whoosh. It's mind-blowing because he has, in addition to overdrive and stasis rune, he gets a move that called the Tower Arcana, which deals damage relative to your remaining JP. Now you can imagine how overdrive, Shadow Servant, and the Tower combined with stasis rune to not take any JP loss is the strongest single character in the game, in my opinion, even though, I mean, a properly trained SaGa can come either as close as that, or still very powerful in her own right, even without 8 moves in one turn. But that's why we got Time Lord, who is a mystic. He's watered down because he cannot have conflicting gifts for rune and arcane magic, even though there is a loophole, but we cannot use it with him because we gotta beat the gift for one or the other first. Anyway, I guess that's it. Thank you all for tuning in. Like and subscribe. I'll pick another game